Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. So it's Wednesday morning and we have beautiful weather in Calgary. It's super hot and that makes me super excited because that means I'm going to be able to actually do some shoots outside. And I have to take full advantage of this because unfortunately we don't have so many those kind of days in this city. So yeah, it's extremely important to use them as much as possible because they're going to be gone fairly soon, and yeah, we're going to go back to the winter. But yeah, let's push this on side. And today's vlog, I would like to dedicate it to chatting a little bit about the intensity we have to go through our photography journey. I've run through several interesting articles recently, and they were talking about all this stuff, what we're supposed to do in order to be successful. And you know, starting from the business side to you know, the gear, social media, and they were like on and on and on about all those things which we should do you know, to be successful. And I found this very interesting, and I want to just talk about it and give you a little bit my thoughts on this and my opinion. You know, you don't have to necessarily agree with me, but I think it's very important to discuss those things because the list is very long. And if you really start thinking about how many things we have to do these days to manage our business, and you know, to learn new stuff, to be good photographers, to deal with clients, to manage social media, you know, there's so much. And I think sometimes we're really getting overwhelmed with all those things. Not to mention that we hear from, you know, every possible angle that you know, everyone is telling us what we should do, and you know, how we should run the business, you know, like what we need to do to you know, improve ourselves. So sometimes I found, even for myself, I'm getting not only overwhelmed but really frustrated with everything which I have to go through. And you know, the progress you know, like is different for everyone. You know, some people, they become successful over a few years. Sometimes I mean, I'm sure you know those names. There are people who dedicated entire life to actually reach the point where they were successful. So I think everyone has own pace, and then you know, you can't really kind of push on someone everything and then, you know, tell them what to do because this is not going to help. I think it's going to make this whole thing worse. And then, you know, like I found that I was making progress only when I was enjoying what I was doing. When I actually was started like very pushing everything and then doing everything which I didn't feel comfortable with, or I didn't have enough knowledge, that basically become very frustrating, and I was just feeling that I'm like going backwards, not going forward. And I think this is extremely important, that you know, like we have to enjoy what we do. We have to love what we do, because you know, if we're gonna start really pushing stuff to the point where we're gonna be overwhelmed with everything, and we're gonna be losing control over what we're doing, you know, it's a simple way for disaster. And at some point you will wake up one day and you're going to be hating what you're doing, because you basically not going to know even what you're doing, because we're getting everything, you know, like we're getting so much on our shoulders to which we're supposed to do. And I think we have to sometimes just, I don't know, do step back, take a little bit of time off to rethink different aspects of you know, our journey and our photography business, and see what works and what doesn't work, and then just basically feel comfortable with everything what we do. I know in order to progress, and I know in order to be better, we have to do things which we don't feel comfortable sometimes. And I think, well, it's important, but at the same time, I think sometimes pushing too much pressure on ourselves, might have completely different effect, and then it might completely turn this whole thing in completely different direction, which we really don't want to. And I notice also, and this is something what I really want to point it out, that I think everyone these days understands, and then kind of can get different information and different knowledge from different sources, but we also have to have and build up some kind of resistance that we cannot just do everything what people tell us. We have to pick and choose and see what works for us, what doesn't work for us, because sometimes we getting lost. And I remember back in the days, and even today, I'm getting really affected by some of those articles which they tell you, oh well, you're supposed to spend more time on social media, you're supposed to retouch things every single day, and then you should go after your clients, and you have to interact on social media more often, and then there's things which they're telling you what to do, and then you just losing your mind because you basically there's so many different things that at some point you just okay, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do, because there's so much those additional things which are not sometimes necessarily related to photography, because for example social media and business side, those are completely different aspects, and there's a completely different rules, and there's completely different approach to those things, and we cannot be perfect in everything, and that's another side of photography journey. I personally really enjoy shoot people, I like photograph people, I like to spend time with them, I really like to interact with them, I like to go through that process. This is something which is the most exciting part of what I do. As far the business goes, that's a different story. I hate negotiations. I hate going after the money. I hate actually basically dealing with things which I'm not really even feel comfortable sometimes with, and that's what is my struggle, and I'm trying to work on it, but also I'm trying to take and learn things step by step. I'm not really trying to push too much pressure on myself, and then just do things which I know for the fact they're not going to work with me. So I really want to chat about it, because I think that it's not easy path, and I hear from so many photographers, oh, I have a dream job, I'm a photographer, and this is the best stuff, and I agree, it is, but there's so many other things on the top of it that sometimes we have to really kind of take it easy on some of those things, and don't push ourselves to the point where we, as I said, not gonna like what we do. So I want to share that with you. I hope that makes sense. Some of those things, I'm sure you guys going through the same I would say mental challenge every single day, and I'm actually on the same boat. I'm not any different. I'm also feel frustrated and confused, and sometimes even, how I can even describe this, overwhelmed, and kind of losing control over what is going on. But that's part of it. But also, I'm not trying to become someone who I'm not, or trying to do things which I actually don't feel they're right. And just because you hear all those advices and tips and things which people say, that necessarily has to work for you. So summarizing this whole thing, the whole message of this vlog is basically just go with your own path. listen to your own gut. If you feel there's something what works for you, go with it. If you're not feeling right, just skip it. Even 20 people telling you, okay, this is what you should do, and you don't feel it's right, just go with your own decision. That's not gonna hurt. Even if you make mistake, you will learn something from it. And also, the most important part is don't put so much pressure on yourself. Again, every person has own path, and everyone has kind of I would say own direction and own pace with everything what we do. And maybe you're talented, and you actually learn so quick, and you becoming the best photographer in the world in the next couple years. But maybe for someone takes 20 years. Who knows? Everyone is different, and we have to respect everyone, and we have to also support each other, but also the way that we're not gonna just tell people what they should do, and giving them tips and advices, and then tell them, okay, this is right, this is what you should do. Just let them do what they feel right, and then we eventually and hopefully will get where we want to be. Okay, so that I think concludes my today's vlog. I hope that was interesting. I really want to share that with you because I think that's extremely important, and that was on my mind for several, I would say, weeks. And also, again, that's my own experience, and I'm going through some own frustrations and then own challenges, and it seems like this is never going to end. It's something which everyone has to go through, and then we have to learn from it, and then make sure that at the end of the day we're going to be enjoying what we are doing. So I would like to hear your feedback. I hope that was something which I don't know, open some new horizons for you guys. And then if you have anything to share, and have anything you guys would like to add to what I said, or I don't know, said which maybe I was wrong about something, feel free to shoot me a message or email, or you can contact me on social media, and I'll be more than happy to chat a little bit more about it. So wishing you guys a fantastic week. I hope you guys gonna have some great shoots like in the next week or so, and then I'll try to chat with you guys again this coming Friday. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.